Hi, I'm Nate.
And we're in the Flap Kitchen.
And today we're going to be making something from the mystery bag.
Let's see what we have in our bags. Penne pasta.
Rice.
Spaghetti. Mushrooms.
Nice. Oops. Forget about the reds. Okay. Then we got the cheese. And then we got the chicken. Get the chicken. And then we got plantains, I guess.
We'll see what we can do with that.
And then we have more reds. Let's go ahead and dive into the cooking.
So guys, this is what we're working with. When I first saw what was in the bag, I was a little nervous. But I kind of gathered through the bag and figured out what I'm going to be cooking. So I decided I'm going to be trying to do like a one-pot chicken and rice dish. And then if I have time and if I have the courage, I'm going to try and do some fried plantains on the side. We'll see how that works out. But yeah.
So guys, I went through my ingredients. So today I'm going to be making a good mashed potatoes with some chicken and topped with some mushrooms. I'm going to do a little play on with the diced tomatoes and the Swiss. I'm going to put that on crackers so you can like eat it. It's going to be nice, creamy, and warm. But yeah, I'm just making a simple just mashed potatoes, some chicken, and probably like a nice cream sauce to go on top.
Hand washing is the most important part of cooking. You don't want to get sick.
As you can see, I'm peeling the potatoes so the potatoes can have no skins. Then I'm cutting them into cubes. Then I'm going to put them in the container. Look at that. Wow. You can see I'm putting the potatoes in the water. Right here I'm cutting the chicken. I'm doing this because it can cook evenly and you have two pieces. So dice, cut. Slice right down in the middle. Then I'm going to put my seasonings. I have salt, pepper, onion, garlic powder, and a little thyme in there. So it gives a nice crust.
So here I'm boiling the rice. And now I'm chopping the chicken breasts into cutlets so that they're a little bit easier to cook. So next thing I'm going to do is get some flour. I got some garlic, I got some salt, I got some pepper, I got some paprika, and we're going to coat the cutlets in that so that they get a little crust. And I'm going to coat all of them, and then we're going to put it in the pan, and we're not going to fully cook them. So the next thing I'm working on is the cheesy rice. So when I cooked the rice before, I didn't wash it, so that way it would still have that starch in it, and it can kind of stick to the cheese, and it gets really cheesy.
So right here you can see the potatoes are boiling enough. You can see the water spilling over. Make sure I turn the heat down, wiping it down, sticking the fork through the potatoes to make sure it's tender forkness. Kept wiping down my station. Now right here I'm turning down the heat on the potatoes, sticking the fork through them. Make sure that it's nice tender forkness, and then I put my hand over the pan to make sure the pan is hot to make some chicken.
So here I'm taking out the chicken and I'm about to start preparing the tomatoes. So as you see, I'm just dumping the tomatoes in and starting getting that cooked.
Right here I'm putting down the chicken.
So the next thing I'm going to do is chop up some mushrooms. I'm going to put them in that little container so that way I can mix them in with the tomatoes next.
I'm cutting the butter to put it in the mashed potatoes. Right here I'm mashing the potatoes with a fork. You know, just making sure I get everything. Make sure there's no chunks in the potato. Put the butter in there. Right here I'm checking the chicken so I can flip it over. You want a nice crust on it. You can see right there.
So the next thing I'm doing is just mixing. I'm trying to simmer it and get the mushrooms a little bit more cooked.
Right here I'm just checking if both sides are cooked.
Here I'm going to throw in some bay leaves to give it a little bit more flavor.
Right here I'm checking both sides. As you can see, I'm removing it from the heat. I'm putting in more chicken. turn on the heat of the chicken. About to add one more piece back in because it was not to the temp. The temp has to be 165.
So here what I'm doing when I'm just putting the spoon in is I'm trying to check how much water and how watery the dish is.
Right here I'm flipping the chicken.
And here I'm putting it into the oven so it can cook the rest of the way.
I'm just sauteing some mushrooms. As you can see, I'm going to start flipping the pan, just giving it a little sauce, giving a little technique if you guys want to do it yourself.
Yeah, so I'm peeling the plantains right now, and then my plan is to chop them up, and then I'm going to get some oil in a pan, and I'm going to add some sugar to that pan, and I'm just going to fry them until they're a little bit golden on each side, and we'll see how they come out. I've heard that's pretty good, but like I said, I've never worked with plantains before, so we'll see how it all ends up. Chop, 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 chop.
As you can see, I'm stirring around the mushrooms. I put a little cream in there so I can get it nice and creamy. So I have creamy mushrooms. Don't mind the little spill, guys.
And out of the oven it comes. And you won't believe what I added to the dish next. Heavy whipping cream.
Right here, I'm doing a nice little piece of cracker. I'm lining the cheese on the cracker. Then you can see I'm putting the diced tomatoes on top. Put them on top, go ahead. Then I'm going to put some butter in the pan and put a top over it so it can nice and melt and it has a nice creamy cracker.
So next I'm going to coat the plantains in some sugar to get them a little bit caramelized. And then I'm cooking some mushrooms, just sauteing them and making a bit more rice. And those are the plantains again.
Right here you have a creamy mashed potatoes with chicken breast and mushrooms. And then on the side you have a piece of pizza cracker with mozzarella and diced tomatoes.
So here we got some cheesy rice and a one-pan chicken and mushroom. And we also have plantains.